Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing my what to expect in your second year of uni, and I've already filmed a what to expect in your first year of uni and what to expect before you arrive, and I'll link both those videos in the description box below. So if you'd like to see what to expect for your second year of uni, please keep watching. So I'm going to break this video down into going out and refreshers, getting a house, the course, lectures and seminars, what to expect and exams, and then I'll break it down into work, part-time work and any voluntary work that you can do. So starting with going out and refreshers. In my notes, because you know I always make notes, I have labelled second year of uni as the fun year, because first year it's just a test, you see how you're going to like the course, like uni. Third year is a bit more serious because it counts as 80% towards your overall grade. So second year is the best year in my opinion. You establish your friendships, you kind of know the course a bit better. It's worth 20%, but it's not the full whack 80%. Gotta try really super hard work. So second year is the fun year. And like I've said in my previous videos, refreshers is so much better than freshers, because you've got your friendships, you know people, then your friends can invite their friends and your course friends can invite their friends. So then when you all come back together and you start uni for your second year, everyone's so excited because you know the clubs that you're going to, you kind of already know what to expect, and you've got your established friendships and everyone's just there to have the best time and to start your second year with wang. So I loved refreshers. I thought it was so much better than freshers. So yeah, going out is so much better because you've got your better friendships, you've got course friends, you've got more friends, you know the clubs, you know the areas, you know where's good to go and when. So going out and refreshers is just so much better. And although not everybody did in second year, we had our house. So that kind of opened up a lot more possibilities. So we could have house parties, or we could have movie nights in, and there was just so many more options for not just going out but also having house parties in, having pre-drinks at our house, and it just allowed for a lot more things. So that was going out and refreshers. Now moving on to actually getting your house. So I was surprised by how quickly you actually look for your house. We looked for our house for second year in our first year, and bear in mind you start uni in September, we got our house by November. So it really is that quickly, and it is kind of difficult because in that time you may have not even found your best friends yet, so you're not going to know who you're going to want to live with. And in that case I'm sure you can stay on in halls, and some people do. But we knew, like I've explained from my living in halls, although it was a good experience, we did not want to live in halls anymore. No way. I wanted to live with my friends, I wanted to live with a group of girls, and I just wanted to be comfortable, because when you're in halls, I felt like I had to have my dressing gown on constantly. I couldn't walk around in a t-shirt with no bra on because there was guys living there, and I kind of just didn't want to let everything just hang out like I would at home. So when it came to living in the house, it didn't matter if I had shorts when I hadn't shaved my legs. It didn't matter if I was wearing a t-shirt and no bra. Like, I could just be comfortable, and it really felt like a home away from home. So getting the house is really important, and like I said, getting the house happens in your first year of uni really quickly. So you do have to think about it, kind of, you don't really have enough time. You kind of move into the halls and it's like, yeah, great fun, and then now you need to start looking for your house and where you're going to be for your second year. So yeah, getting your house, it definitely feels more homely, you can do more things, and you start to, for me, which was an important part, is you almost feel like you have this little uni family now, because you have your 3 or 4 people that you live with, and that's it. And I lived with the same people pretty much in my second year as I did in my third year, so we stayed in the same house as well. We just rolled the contracts over onto our third year. So you do more things as a family because there's fewer of you and you're living with people that you want to live with. So we did our first Christmas dinner in the house. We cooked the chicken, stuffing, Yorkshire puddings, parsnips, gravy, crackers, hats. We got a mini Christmas tree from Primark. We decorated the whole house. Like, us girls in our house, we love Christmas. So we were in our little uni house, and even though you move out for your Christmas break, like the 9th of December, we were celebrating it early. We made sure to have the Christmas tree, the tinsel, the Christmas dinner, I'm pretty sure we had dessert as well, pulled the crackers, read the jokes, and it is like having this little family. And for me, that made being away from my own family a lot easier to deal with and to cope with. And not only did we do Christmas dinners, we also went to the Christmas markets, the Christmas light switch-ons, and we did things as a house, and it just really makes you feel a lot more comfortable and settled. And like I said, in what to expect in your first year of uni, I experienced homesickness. A lot of people experience homesickness because it is, unless you're used to living in flats or away from parents, it is just so different. So I loved getting a house, loved living in that house, and we had one of the cheapest rents, actually the cheapest rent that I'd heard of, and we had all bills included. It was a 4 bed with a bathroom, and it was £71 a week in comparison to your uni flat, which was about £110, £115 a week. So I hadn't heard of a rent as cheap as ours, and it was in this cute little uni house, and it was in a residential area as well, so it wasn't really loud, there wasn't music playing all the time, it was very peaceful, there was young families living around us, so we kind of felt like we were in our own little space. And I was 5 minutes away from my uni. The girls had to get buses because they studied on Clifton campus, but I studied in the city, so we moved from Clifton campus into Nottingham city centre, and yeah, great house, really cheap rent. We just made the most of it, acted as a family, went to the markets, and you can only go so far with it, but you can kind of decorate your uni house a little bit more to feel like a home. So we put a couple of pictures up, again with the command hooks, and we bought some blankets for the sofas, because the sofas aren't fab, they were just like black leather sofas. So we put our own blankets on, little cushions, just little things to make your house feel a little bit more like a home. But yeah, I loved living in the house. Getting the house was really important for us, and I'm glad that we decided to get a house and not stay in halls. So now moving on to the course. So your second year does count, unlike your first year, but it only counts for 20% of your overall grade. And for some people, even still in second year, they'll be like, oh, who cares, not too bothered about second year. But that 20% really makes the difference, because if you have in your third year you fail or you do really badly in one module, or you're just this close to the next grade bracket, that 20% really counts. And I'm sure if I didn't have my 20%, my grade would have been lower than what it was, because I'm pretty sure I did quite well in second year. In third year I did all right, but combined with the 80% with the 20%, overall got me my high 2-1, which is what I wanted. And it might have just been a mid if it had not been for my 20%. So second year counts, only 20%, and dependent on what your course is, for my course business law, we had a pathway year, so we could choose whether to, for half of the year, do law modules, and then the other half of the year do business modules, which that's what I did, because I thought my course is business law, so you know, I want to do law modules with business modules. Other people did half the year law, half the year work experience in a law firm, which, reflecting back now, I wish I had done that, only because when you leave uni, everybody's looking for experience. Even if you would think, how do you expect me to get an experience if I've just been to uni for 3 years? They still expect you to have done something whilst you are at uni. And your second year is your year to kind of think about the things that you want to do and to try and get that experience. And if your course is offering for half of the year for you to get that experience and do a placement, I would recommend doing that. Although saying that, I did really enjoy my business modules, and I actually did way better with my business modules than law. I think it just clicked a little bit more in my head, and perhaps I think I preferred the business actually more to my law side of the degree. So I am glad that I did that. But in terms of experience and what you'll expect when you finish uni, which will be a completely different video, experience is so important. And if your course is offering that, then take it if it's going to benefit you in the future. So in terms of lectures are pretty much the same. They might be a little bit more empty because, like I said, not everybody makes it past first year. There'll be people in your seminars that you think, oh, where's Jimmy gone? Not seen Jimmy. And that's because Jimmy didn't make it past first year. So second year is kind of where the hard work really starts, and hopefully if you did as much as you could in first year, you're a bit more prepared for what to expect for your second year. So for your seminars, what I experienced is, unlike college and unlike GCSEs where you could kind of sit there and not really participate. And just a little explanation, if you're not too sure what lectures are and what seminars are, in terms of just really dumbing it down, lectures are your lessons. You don't participate, you just sit there and you're literally in a lecture theatre with hundreds of other people, and you're watching this big screen, and that's where you make all of your notes. That's where the teaching happens, and is very much like your lesson. You sit there, you learn, you type with your laptop, make notes, or you write and make notes on a notepad. And then your seminars are where you apply that knowledge. So that they're broken down to a lot smaller groups. So seminars can be anywhere between 20 to 30 people in your group to really right down to 10 people in a seminar. So we will kind of, different modules will have different groups of people, and you may have 5-10 people in one module for a seminar and then 25-30 in a different one. It really just, it depends. So yeah, seminars is where you apply the knowledge, and that's more where you have to do, in a sense, your homework and you're studying, you prepare stuff for your seminar to talk about and to feed it back to your seminar tutor. So like I was saying, unlike college and school, where you kind of sit in class and not really participate, don't really have to speak, if you're shy like me, it is quite a wake-up call to then sit in your seminar groups and feel like you have to contribute. And different seminar tutors will have different teaching styles, but some of them will ask an open question, go around the whole class, and everybody has to give an answer. And if you were to tell me that before uni, I would have been terrified, because I would be the type of person who isn't great on the spot and giving an answer on the spot. I would have had to have prepared what I'm going to say, how I'm going to say it, why I've thought it. And by the time it gets around to you, someone might have already said your point. So then you've got to think of a backup answer. So be prepared to participate in your seminars. And it might not even be that the seminar tutor goes round the class and someone says something. Some seminar tutors, which I didn't like, would personally pick on you. Charlotte, what do you think? And it might be because they actually want to hear your opinion, or they know you're a bit quieter but you have a lot of ideas. Or they might say that because they know you're not listening, they know you didn't prepare, they know you need some extra help. So you need to participate in your seminars. And I kind of learned towards like the second half of second year that the more I actually participated in the seminars, the more I felt I could ask for help and be honest if I didn't understand anything. The more I realised I actually understood what they were talking about, and the more I participated in the seminars, the better I got on my grade in the exams, because the more you could just be open and like say, I don't really understand the point you just make, I don't understand how you got to that answer. And more than likely, once somebody said, I don't really understand what you've just said. Could you go over that again? Other people are like, thank God she said that, because I didn't understand it either. So I would say, if you can, really try and participate as much as you can in seminars, because not only does it benefit you and your knowledge, it also helps you feel more comfortable, and you probably will get a better grade because of it. Also, for your course, everybody's course is different. My course, because it is quite full on, it's very information heavy. We, throughout the whole of uni, we had lectures and seminars and something going on 5 days a week. If we were lucky, we would have maybe 1 day off or half a day off, but we were pretty full on. You're in uni Monday to Friday pretty much. And I know some other courses, they only went into uni on a Wednesday, or they only had 2 or 3 days in uni, but that wasn't the case for my course. You're in uni 5 days a week, 4 days a week, and even if you're not in actually at a lecture or a seminar, you're in the library working, or you're perhaps doing extra work or volunteering or doing work experience. So it's a pretty full-on course, and because of the pathway year, unlike first year where you did all of your learning and had all of the exams in May, so we had the law side of things and then we had our exams in January. So unlike first year, my Christmas break in first year was pretty chill, didn't really have much work to do, and it was pretty much just mocks and like practice courseworks. Second year was a lot different. My Christmas break was full of doing actual courseworks, doing things that actually counted towards my degree, and yeah, it was pretty full on, because things you would probably have a year or 6-7 months to learn, you've got to learn in 3 or 4. So we had exams in January, and then we started the business side, or you did your work experience and then had more exams in May. Now moving on to the last thing that I'm going to cover in this video, which is part-time work and volunteering. So in your first year, you are bombarded with all the information that uni offers, everything that you can do, and it all gets a bit much when you're just trying to adapt to being in this new place, learning this new topic. In second year, that's when you really need to try and take note and listen to what your lecturers and seminar tutors are offering, because you'll have additional student services and things within your uni that will help you, and they really want you to get the most from your uni experience. So my uni at Nottingham Trent had a legal advice centre, a pro bono service within the uni, an actual functioning legal advice centre that had real clients, and it was our own little law firm within the uni. And you can start volunteering and work there right from first year, and people will work there from first year all the way through to third year. But this is a volunteering job, so you won't get paid. But there were people that started volunteering in their first year, and in their third year they were then actual like case, I can't remember the words, but they would handle the cases, as opposed to being a student advisor. They were an actual advisor within the law firm. So they can really try and build up your skills, and I didn't take that opportunity, I believe, until my third year of uni. But in your second year, really try and see what volunteering opportunities your uni offers and what you can do locally as well, because like I said, you really have to start thinking your second year. You have to think like a year ahead. What kind of career you're wanting to choose, what kind of thing you enjoy, what you think you're going to be good at. Start actually looking at jobs, job descriptions, and what they're looking for, because you can kind of then look forward to the look back and say, okay, well, my ideal job role, or the things that I think I want to go into, are asking for a year's work experience, or they want you to do a minimum of 40 hours voluntary work in a particular industry or sector. And you can then do all of those things and build your experiences and your CV up in your second year and work towards your job description, the things that employers are asking for and looking for. So that's one piece of advice. Another piece of advice is also specifically for my course, the uni offered you to go and visit the courts. So we went, they did multiple like almost kind of, you look back to your school days, like school trips to the courts. So you could go to the magistrates and the Crown Court and actually watch a real live court case happen. And I went there 2 or 3 times just to the magistrates court. And I wish I'd gone to the Crown, because even though it sounds bad, that's where the juicier cases are. That's where the bigger cases are, and you can listen to real life stuff and how the solicitor and barristers are putting forward their arguments, what's happening in real life, real law cases. So we had a lot of opportunities to go to the actual courts, sit in the docks and listen to court cases be read, and real life situations and things happening and how people respond. And I actually loved going to sit and watch that, more than like just because I was interested in the law side of things. It really felt like you were watching a soap opera for some of them, because I listened to a couple of domestic violence cases, people getting restraining orders, really quite graphic, like soap opera worthy scenarios that you hear about, and you're listening to people go through this, and people wanting restraining orders from their ex, and there's so many different scenarios that I heard. There was one guy who had stole things, like repetitively stealing, and I don't think he turned up for court. So he was in his docks. They have the prisons underneath the courts, and that you see the what would you even call it, the defendant come up from the cells. I only saw this once. The other ones were more civil and not so much criminal cases. But there was one time where I saw a guy come up who was actually in handcuffs from the police cells down below. There was an officer behind him. You were hearing his case being read out, and he was in there because he had done multiple burglaries, multiple thefts. And it was just really interesting to see a real life case, and that either really spurs you on and motivates you to want to do the degree and do the job that you're in your course for, or it goes the other way and you think, I don't think I can do this is not for me. So there are some of the things that your uni will offer, and I really encourage everyone to try and look at your uni's services and additional things that they offer, because it will really benefit you and your CV by taking those opportunities then. And it will be a lot harder post uni to look for those kind of things for free and to try and slot it in once you're working full-time as well. So in terms of part-time work as well, a lot of people say you can't do your degree, or you can't study your law degree and work part-time or work at the weekends, which I was able to work part-time on the weekends all the way through year 1 right the way through to year 3. I didn't have any trouble working. I just worked in Kegworth waitressing at the weekends and working non-term time as well. And I ended up in my 3rd year doing my degree full-time, working part-time and volunteering within the legal advice centre within the uni. So it is possible, and I still managed to get a good grade. So it is possible, and it's also really nice just to have your own money, because I actually managed, and if we're going to talk about money, I didn't spend any of my student loan, apart from obviously paying my accommodation. I left it all in my student account, and I just lived off. My mum and dad luckily gave me a bit of money each month, but I also worked. So I had kind of my own income, and I knew that I could spend kind of whatever I wanted. If I wanted to order some things from Pretty Little Thing, if I wanted to buy a little more things from my food shop and do some more cooking, because that's another thing, I cooked a lot more in my house because I felt more comfortable to be in the kitchen. You feel like you're able to spend that money because you made it. So if you can, and it's just good for yourself to get a part-time job and earn your own money, I would recommend doing that too. So I think that's everything that I wanted to cover in this video. Like I've said before, I'm sure there's things that I've missed out, but I did also write a blog post in my 2nd year of uni, again what my 2nd year of uni taught me, and that's a fresh account of everything that I experienced in uni in my 2nd year whilst I was there actually writing it. So I'll link that down below. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.